Testing. Testing. All right. Shalom. This is Brother Danya Allah coming back with another lesson. Going live because I'm always having problems with memory on my phone. But first off, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahushai, Barakat Yahweh, Barakat Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Arachak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to all the hopeful elect brethren teaching and pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom. So today's video, we're just gonna do it on through the spirit on uh, how women are not equal to men, okay, according to the scriptures. And here in Babylon the Great, they push this feminism, this woman independence, these different movements, and these are actually the different things that contribute to the destructuring or the disorder of the family, okay? And I'm gonna say more particularly uh, the Israelite family, because that's you know the having single mothers and you know um, men absent from the house. That's that's all part of the curses. And you know what? Let's since I'm talking about that, let's start there. You know, before we really get into the lesson. So I'm sharing my screen here. I'm still getting used to the hang of this Google on Airs thing. All right, so let me open up another tab. Bear with me for a second. You know, let me see here. Salakia. I always forget what verse it's in, but I know it's in Deuteronomy, the 20th chapter is one of the curses. Okay, right. Deuteronomy 28 and Salakia. Deuteronomy 28 and I'm gonna start at 50. Deuteronomy 28 and 54. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eyes shall be evil toward his brother. All right. Because there was a time where, you know, Israelite men were very brotherly towards each other. All right. But now, as you can see here in the land of our captivity, where we're under the curses, you have as they call it, black on black crime, which is really, Jake on Jake crime. You know, you walking down the street, you want to try to nod your head as acknowledgement to another brother, or another kinsman, I should say, of your nation, right? But they just give you a mean mug, right? So the eye shall be evil towards his brother, and toward the wife of his bosom, all right, evil toward the wife of his bosom, all right, evil toward his woman, okay, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, right? So that's one that's one way you can tell that we're the Israelites based upon these curses, okay? Which these curses are also they're also prophecies, because the Lord the Lord the Lord used Moses to tell the children of Israel these different things that will come upon them if they would do certain, if they would obey him, if they wouldn't obey him, okay? And it's written and it came to pass. Let you know that the Lord's word is true, it's faithful and true. The Lord always makes good on his word, okay? Um, it says, and toward the remnant of his children which he shall leave, right? So that's why you got a lot of single mothers, okay? A lot of single mothers, and with that forces these women to become independent, right? Which messes up the whole family structure, because then all the roles, you know, all the roles become for the family, they become flip flopped on top of their head, you know. And another example of this, you can go look it up, is the Willie Lynch laws. Same thing was done there, you know, and it's kind of what's the word, proliferated, all right, all the way up until this time. Certain things set up to keep, and really it's all through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, okay, having these curses put on us, all right. It says, so that he will not give to any of them of the flesh of his children, whom he shall eat, because he hath nothing left him in the siege and the straight and in the straightness wherewith thine enemy shall distress thee in all thy gates. All right, that's talking about going into the siege in Rome. Okay, and then this is Deuteronomy 28 and 50 and 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, uh, which would not adventure to set the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, right? And this was at a point in time where our women were delicate and tender, all right? They were in their right mind, and they were women, right? These women today, they don't act like women, okay? It says, her eye shall be evil toward her husband of her bosom, right? So eye to in examples of that, you get you know women who basically try to force these men to pay child support, and they're already paying for the kid, but they just want more money out of them, and among among other things, other wicked things these women do, right? Sleep around on their husbands, on their man, right? Which, hey, that is another curse, all right? Uh, in this chapter, but I'm not gonna really get into that. I'm try to get into these other scripts here, and toward her son and toward her daughter, right? So it's uh, it's a part. This is a part of the curses, okay, for uh having single mothers and absent fathers, and basically the whole family destroyed, okay, which the Lord did this to us, and have many of us in this situation, okay, this disorderly situation, because we disobeyed him. All right. But yeah, just wanted to back up what I was saying about the single mothers thing, you know, the male leaving the family. So, but yeah, I'm just gonna hop right into the lesson. Women are not equal to men. Okay, and this is all according to the scriptures, man. Women are not equal to men, right? So this is First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. It says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach." All right, it says Christ there, but that really means the anointed, okay, which is Hamashiach in the ancient Hebrew. It says, and the head of the woman is the man, okay. So the head, as in the person who is in control, okay, who is over, who is the leader of the other thing, the head, right? The person, like, as in the person who's in control. It says that the head of every man is Hamashiach, right? So Yahushai is the man's head, and of course, this is talking about the Israelite man, because as the scriptures say, you know, uh, uh, you know, Salakia, uh, as the scriptures say, the Lord shall give, as it says, the Lord's gonna give Salakia. I'm trying to quote this scripture, and it's not coming to me. Salakia. Basically, Yahweh Shai is going to be he's going to inherit all everything. Okay, he's going to be in control of everything, right, including the heathen. But we know this is talking about uh, uh Israel, the Israelite man, according to because Yahweh Shai only died for the nation of Israel, right? But still, in the general sense, it says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High." All right. So it broke down the order. All right. It broke down, as they call it, the chain of command. Right. I think that's what they call it in corporations, from the top down to the bottom, the chain of command. And the woman and the children are at the bottom. Okay, with the man over the woman and the children, and Hamashiach over the man, and then the Most High, of course, over Hamashiach, right? First Corinthians 11:4. Every man praying, Salakia, Salakia, that was the point right there. Corinthians 11:3, right? So if 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 the uh, if the man is the head of the woman, how are they equal? They're not, right? In order for, and this is common sense, in order for something to be equal, if something's equal, you're not going to have anything over it, right? They're going to be on the same level, right? Based right here on the scriptures, the man is over the woman, all right? So, because the woman really, she's weaker than the man, physically and mentally, all right, or spiritually, okay. So this is First Peter's chapter 3 and verse 5. It says, "And after this manner, in the old time, the holy woman also." Well, the point is at 7, but I'm gonna start at 5. For after this manner in the old time, the holy women also who trusted in the Most High adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their husbands. Right? So a woman is really supposed to be in subjection, all right, under the rule of their husbands. That's how things are supposed to be set up. Okay? Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham, calling him Lord, right? Whose daughters ye are, as long as ye do well and are not afraid with any amazement. It says, verse 7, here's the point. Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, right? So if women are equal, how are they the weaker vessel, right? Women are the weaker vessel, and men are the stronger vessel. If the woman is weaker, then it must mean put two and two together. The man is the stronger vessel, right? And a great example of that is Adam and Eve, right? In the garden, when the serpent came and beguiled Eve, he went to the woman instead of going to Adam, because if he say he would have, went to Adam, he probably wouldn't able to get him to eat the apple because he was the stronger vessel, right? But we know it was all set up through the spirit that it was going to happen that way. And with that being said, let me go to this is um Con. This is First Timothy chapter 2 and 12. But I suffer a woman not to teach, and that the point I'm gonna make is gonna be in 15. It says, but I suffer a woman not to teach, nor to usurp authority over a man, but to be in silence. Right? So women are not supposed to be out on the highways and byways teaching, right? And they're not supposed to be usurping authority over a man, which in this today's society that happens all the time. The society is set up for women to to be over a man, okay, through this feminism movement. And Lord willing, I'm going to get into that a little later in the video. It says, First Timothy chapter 2 and 13, for Adam was first formed, then Eve. All right. It says Adam was not deceived, right? But the woman being deceived was in transgression, right? Going back into Genesis, right? The when uh, Eve was beguiled by the serpent, which the serpent was an actual person. It wasn't no animal or no talking snake. All right. It says, but the woman being deceived, right? Another word is beguiled. You know, guile is deception. Being deceived was in transgression, right? Notwithstanding, she shall be Salaki. Well, yep, that's the point right there. She was being deceived was in transgression, right? Because back here to Peter, the 3 and 7, it says, likewise, ye husband dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel, right? Which is why she was deceived, right? Because she was the weaker vessel, all right? Seeing that she's weaker and the man is stronger, okay, and is to have authority over her, we're not equal according to the scriptures, right? But in this society, through feminism, that's by implementing feminism, is given it gave women power over the man, right? So these let me see, these first Slovakia. These first three scriptures I gave is really the order and how women are supposed to be. And there's more scriptures, right? In these next couple of scriptures are, I guess, the contrast, the opposite, what's going on now. All right, which this is one of the one of those philosophies that this Esau Edom pushes. Okay, so I'm gonna get the definition of feminism here. Okay, feminism. It says the theory of the political, economic, and social equality of sexes. All right, meaning man and woman. Right. It says organized activity on the behalf of women's rights and interests. All right. Hold on. This should be another. You see, this should be another definition I was just looking at earlier. And Lord willing, this is edifying. Let me see here. Okay, it says feminism. This is from the Google dictionary. It says the advocacy of women's right on the basis of equality of sexes. All right, equality of sexes meaning man equal to woman. Right. So this is what they push, which is contrary to the scriptures. Right. Uh, just as let me get that. Just as the scripture says, yea, though they transgressed by wine, right? By making all these other, trying to making these other nations accept their democracy and their different philosophies, all right, including the independence and the independence of women, right? Have putting women up on a pedestal, right? Which is why you have in some of these um, Middle Eastern countries where that's not normal. You have women who are standing up and marching and protesting for women's rights because they want to basically not be in order as women should be. Okay, so let me see here. There's Habakkuk 2. Let me see. Habakkuk 2 and 5. Yea, also because he transgressed by wine. This he talking about Esau Edom, okay, the so-called white man, because he transgressed by wine, and this wine is talking about his philosophies. Feminism is one of them. Democracy, and the independence of women, uh, um, among other things. It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, right? Neither keepeth at home, right? He's on all these different countries, right? And when he goes into all these different countries, he tries to push. He pushes. I'm saying he tries. He does. He pushes, right? His philosophies on there: democracy, women's rights, all these different philosophies, which really ultimately destroy, you know, the setup that they had before. He's pushing this on all these different countries. It says, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations and heapeth unto him all people. Right, and that right there lets you know who Esau Edom, the so-called that lets you know who Esau Edom is, right? Who heapeth unto him all nations, right? What country is known as the melting pot? Okay, that's America. It's known as the melting pot, right? And there's nothing new under the sun, just as it says in the Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, right? There's nothing new, right? So the same thing that these Edomites was doing back during the Grecian and the Roman Empire, they're doing that now, which lets you know that that this is the new Roman Empire because of all the different things that they're mirroring from Rome. And I believe the Apostle Ryan Law did a lesson on that earlier. Beautiful lesson. I'm gonna actually have to go back and watch it again. All right, but moving on. This is con. This is Jeremiah chapter 31 and 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. Right. So how are these women compassing us? Through these different laws set up through feminism, right? Well, in feminism they say that they're equal, but this law is set in place where women they basically have the upper hand on the man, right? They get to say whatever they want, right? Well, supposedly they're supposed to be able to say whatever they could say whatever they want, do whatever they want, right? And you can't say nothing about it, right? But that's what they push here in this society, right? Women having it have other depth. They have other synonyms here. It says let me see, women's movement, the feminist movement, women's Slovakia. Oh snap. Yep, right there. Boom, there you go. Right? It says women's liberation, right? To be liberated, meaning to be free, right? The advocacy of the liberation of women from inequalities, and subservient status in relation to men, right? So these women, uh, 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 they're really supposed to be in slavery under men. Okay. Let me see. Did I read that already in this? Let me see. Compassion, pitiful. Let me see. I think I got one. Did I miss a script? Salakia. Passion of one another. No, Salakia. Just as we read right here in First Peter's 3 and 5, it says, "For after this manner, and of old time, the holy women also, who trusted in the Most High, adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands." Right. So these women, they were, you know, as it said, holy women, they were in subjection unto their husband, right? But women are not in subjection unto us now, right? Which that's a part of a curse, part of a curse unto us, right? So things are not the way they're supposed to be now, but the Lord is going to set it up. He's going to set it up back the way it was. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see. I don't know those words right off the top of my head. Uh, please hold. Let me see, KJV. Salakia, I can't really remember whether that scriptures in the Apocrypha or is in the other scripts. But okay, um, I'm gonna read this again, Salakia. It says Jeremiah 31 and 22. How long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughters? For the Lord Yahweh by Shem Yahushai hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall surpass a man. Right, and we see that here. You know, even in the let me say, even in the actual physical sense, you see a man walking with his woman. A lot of times, you know, a lot for these weak men, man. A lot of times, the woman is walking in front of them. You know, and uh, 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 just as we were getting in Habakkuk 2, yea, though they transgress by wine, one of the things that the Esau Edom uses to reinforce his philosophies is the TV or the media, right? Social media, the popular news, you know, the reality TV shows. He uses those things to program, you know, people to think the way they think and to act the way they act, right? Because if they think it, they're gonna act it out the same way, okay? And that's what you see on a lot of these different TV shows and movies. Women's independence and women, you know, uh, uh, just basically not being a woman, right? Being disorderly, but you know, women basically being set up on a pedestal, and they reinforce this with the TV. And you know, for our people especially, a lot we you know a lot of Jake watch a lot of TV, right? If not anything else, they watch a lot of TV. Okay, right? But and really, these women they get their power. All right, they get their power from the so-called white man, from Esau Edom Salakia, because he's not white, he's red. But that's where they get their power from, right? But the time is coming where the Lord is going to judge a whole lot of women, and He's already doing it. You know, you see it in the news all the time. A lot of them are going to, you know, because they trust in Egypt, okay, which is also Revelations, you know, so like Revelations the what is it, the 11th chapter, where it says we're spiritually Sodom and Egypt. That's America also, okay. This is Isaiah 30 and 1. It says, woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel but not of me, and that cover with a covering but not of my spirit, that they may add sin unto sin. Verse 2, that walk to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, right? Modern day Pharaoh, Esau Edom, okay? Right? And trust in the shadow of Egypt. And part of that, right, is with this whole setup is that feminism, okay? To strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh, which Esau Edom set up this feminism to give women power, okay? And trust in the shadow of Egypt. Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion, right? So, you know, their destruction is gonna come. Like so, you know, right now they're getting all these different, goodies, so to speak, right? And they're getting all these different benefits, but the time is coming where all that's going to be taken away, and the same people whom they were getting their power from is going to start to put them to death. Okay, you know, which is Esau and Edom. You know, a lot of these women brag about having what is Section 8 and food stamps and this and they they ain't saying they don't need a man and this and that. Well, in the time of trouble, you're gonna need a man, right? A man of the Lord, particularly. You know, just and that's gonna come. It just it says in Isaiah the Isaiah 4:1, and I'm gonna make this my last scripture. I didn't really want this to be too long, but Isaiah 4, you know, it says, "In that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Let us let us be called by thy name and take away our reproach." Right? Because they're gonna be in such a distressful state, they're gonna be catching hell to the point where it's gonna put them back into subjection. It's gonna put them back into that mind state of I, I need to be basically I need to be a slave unto a man, right? They're gonna snap out of that that prideful state, right? They're gonna snap out of it, you know, and they're gonna realize that you know that they are the weaker vessel. Okay, when that time comes, that time of tribulation, right? And this one man is talking about a man of the Lord. Okay, so I was doing a video. So let me share this. You know, doing the video through the Spirit to give a little more edification on you know on how women are not equal to men, right? And the time's going to come where they're going to realize it, just as it says in the scripture. Well, Salaki, that's talking about the different things that's going to come to pass. But there's a time that's going to come where they're going to realize that that they are not equal to men, you know. And just a quick video through the Spirit. Once again, all praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Rachak Wadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to the hopeful elect brethren teaching and pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. Shalom.